A Saturday alone where the possibilities are endless. And I want to share this day with you. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ashley and I became a born-again Christian 2 years ago, November 4th, 2022. And this YouTube channel is just kind of my journey as a born-again Christian. I share some encouragement, some stories, a little bit about what God has been doing in my life, and just kind of things that I'm interested in. It's just kind of a hodgepodge right now. I just want to keep this channel focused on the Lord and kind of just go from there. I have been alone for the last week. My husband has been out of town, out of the country actually. He's been in Germany. He has been there for work, and I've just been spending the week, just me and my cat for the most part, working a lot and spending a lot of time with God, which has been nice, but I'm ready for him to come home, of course. And so I'm gonna pick him up tonight at like 6:30, and so I have, some time left with just me, so I thought I would spend it with you. And I thought we could chat about a little bit about my health journey, which is part of the way that I actually became a Christian, and also want to share with you some non-toxic makeup swaps that I've really been loving. Basically in 2019, I started to have random symptoms here and there. My body was just trying to talk to me, basically. And at the time, like I said, I was not a Christian at all. If you didn't know, I'm actually a pharmacist, a registered pharmacist. That is my full-time job. I do more of like a corporate role. So I am a Christian working in conventional medicine. And sometimes that's hard for me. I will be honest with you guys. I would love to be working more in the functional medicine sphere, but I also don't want to go back to school. And right now the Lord just has me in conventional medicine, and I'm in more of a corporate job. I see a lot of different things. First, I want to say we do need conventional medicine. Of course, we need conventional medicine. If I break my leg, I am going to go to the hospital and I want to be seen by a MD. I don't want to use a naturopath or a homeopath or anything like that. However, when it comes to chronic illness or hormone problems or digestion problems and things like that, I think functional medicine is excellent, and it has actually been the thing that has helped me get back to balance and help me not have symptoms anymore and feel really good. So like I said, 2019, I started having weird symptoms. I was having burning pain, like I felt like I had a UTI, but every time I would get tested, I didn't have one. So it was kind of like an inflammation, and that was the thing that triggered all of it. So then 2020 came. I started to get super anxious, of course, just like we all did. And I felt like I just started getting more and more symptoms. I started breaking out in hives. I was having rashes and I was itchy. I was absolutely miserable and stressed and all of that. But the weird thing is those things started happening around the time that I got into witchcraft. So I ordered like tarot cards online, and not long after I started having these rashes and things. So it's interesting to see the timeline of this journey I've had, because there's so many twists and turns, and there's so many times where I look back and I'm like, oh, I see why that happened. You know what I mean? I found a group called Parsley Health, and they're functional medicine, and they got me kind of over the hump because I was so fatigued that I sometimes couldn't even get off the couch, and I just felt like the life was draining out of me. And in some ways, I wonder if that was also linked to doing law of attraction and manifestation and all those things, like spiritually speaking, it then became a physical problem also. If that makes sense? I don't know. So this whole journey eventually led me to the Lord, because the reason I bought those tarot cards and the reason I got into witchcraft and all that is because I wasn't happy and I wasn't feeling good, and I was going through some hard emotional times in my life. And so I was looking and seeking and searching for solace and peace, and I was looking in all the wrong places. Of course, we all know that. If you're here and you're a Christian, you know that if we don't have the Holy Spirit and we're not spending time with the Lord, then we are going to look to other things to fill us up. So through Parsley Health, I realized I had a lot of low vitamin levels, mineral deficiencies, and all of those types of things. So I started replenishing those, feeling a little bit better. But there was a period where I was seeing a naturopath and she had me doing an elimination diet. I literally looked like I was dying. I had no meat on me. I had no fat on me. I just looked like a skeleton. And at some point, my mom was like, your doctor isn't God. You got to listen to your own body. You know, what does your body need? So I realized eliminating grains and meat and all of that at that time, maybe for a week, it would have been good, but it was not helping me. I don't think that should ever be done long term, personally. So I ended up, going back to eating regularly again. I still had stopped eating gluten, but the cool thing is that I got to a place now where I can eat whatever I want and I don't feel those symptoms. And obviously I want to eat healthy. I think it's important for us to steward our bodies. When I think of the Lord and health and all of that, I immediately think of 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, which says, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies." And there's so many ways that we can honor God with our bodies. It's not just, abstaining from unhealthy things, but also what are we putting in and on our bodies that is important too. And how can we honor the Lord in that way? That was just a little bit about my journey through digestion problems, food allergies, and all of that. And I am at a place, guys, now where I am feeling balanced. I'm feeling good most days. All of that I attribute to functional medicine and getting the right supplements and figuring out what was going on in my gut and things like that. Yeah, so I just want to share a little bit about that. And God has been so gracious to help me through that and to forgive me for all that witchcraft and to help me to get back to a place where I feel peace and I feel grounded and I just feel a lot more balanced. But it's been quite a long few years and exhausting. I mean, I've burned myself out multiple times. I've had adrenal fatigue. I'm working full time and I'm a newlywed and, I just moved into this new apartment. As you can tell, it's not my old one. And so there's just been a lot happening where I really have to remind myself to spend that quality, quiet time with the Lord, or else I do end up getting burnt out very easily. Yeah, so let's go take a look at some of the swaps I've made with my makeup, and we'll do like a little mini makeup tutorial, and I'll show you the things I used to use and the things that I use now. So here's my little setup now. We're definitely a little tight in here, but hey, it works. Most of these are toxic. All of these are toxic. So if you look in these drawers, I've got a lot of this one's not that bad, but most of these contain talc. Pretty much all of them contain talc. So these are not going to be something that I'm going to use often anymore. This is a MAC palette. Remember making these Z palettes? I was a big fan of makeup tutorials when that first started back in, was it like 2012? But I was a huge fan of YouTube makeup and makeup artists. I mean, I would buy all of the new makeup and everything that I would see on there, and obviously all of these contain terrible ingredients. I mean, the likelihood of me using any of these is horrible stuff in it. Just look at this, guys. It's like you can't even pronounce any of it. Fragrance, talc. The first ingredient is talc, and that's terrible. And we all know that that's not good for us. So yeah, so that's that. And I've got drawers and drawers of makeup. These are all bronzers, toxic bronzers, literally all of them. It's just, This might not be that bad, but compared to the others, but terrible. And then we got our blushes here, all toxic blushes. And it's just sad because I love them all. I mean, the reason I had all these is because I used to go into an office. I would wear makeup every day and dress up every day. And it was, you know, it was fun for me, but yeah. So in this drawer, we got all highlighters, all toxic highlighters. Oh, it's just sad. It makes me sad, but I just can't be using these every day. So everything that I have replaced, for the most part, in here. I got my blushes, highlighter, bronzer, a little eyeshadow palette. This is my favorite makeup product of all time, which I'm going to show you in a minute. In the back, we've got some toxic concealers and all that. And yeah, for the most part, I'm just trying to... I'm not trying to be perfect, but for the things that I use on the day-to-day, that I use often, I want to make sure I feel good about what I'm putting on my skin, because our skin absorbs everything we put on it into our bloodstream, into our tissue, into our organs, you know, so we do need to be careful. So let's do a little mini makeup tutorial with all of the clean stuff. And we're going to start with the face. First, I'm going to show you just the lip balm I was using, which is Blistex, not the cleanest product. And honestly, it even smells toxic. Like, I can't explain it, but yeah. So we're getting rid of this, and I've replaced it with this lip butter by Handmade Heroes, and it's in the color Soft Pink. And it's 2 times the size, and it's affordable too, so that's what it looks like. I love it. I use it as a lip mask, and I also just use it whenever. But also, if you're wanting a lip balm with SPF in it, this one from Juice Beauty is really good too. That's also from Amazon. It just has zinc in it, I believe, as the SPF. Yeah, it's just zinc. So this is a good one. Speaking of SPF, I really like this one by Coco Kind, also clean and has just zinc in it for the SPF. So my first makeup swap, this is probably my favorite makeup product, one of my favorite makeup products I've ever purchased actually. And it's by RMS Beauty, and it's the Supernatural Radiance Serum. And it kind of reminds me of the Ilia True Skin Serum, I think it's called. There's not really much coverage to it. It just gives your skin like a little bit of color, but also has SPF in it. It just has the zinc in it also. So I've been using this instead of the SPF that I just showed you, just because it really evens out my skin and it just looks glowy and pretty. And what I was using before was that Coco Kind SPF, and I was then putting the e.l.f. Halo Glow over top, which is definitely toxic. So trying not to use this anymore, but I found that this pretty much does exactly what I was doing anyway, but it's cleaner. And when I say clean and toxic, what I'm saying is I'm trying to replace the products that I have with products that don't have things like parabens and endocrine disruptors or talc or anything like that. So those are the things I'm trying to stay away from. And the reason I'm trying to stay away from them is because I've had issues with hormones. There's breast cancer runs in my family. There's just a million reasons to not use this stuff anymore. So it looks so good. I love it. Like, it just makes my skin look so much healthier. I wouldn't call it affordable. So the RMS brand is definitely a little more expensive, but there's some other brands I have here that are more affordable. A really good brand that I feel like is a good step in the right direction is Pacifica. It's not the best, most cleanest ever, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. So I have this Pacifica Dreamlit Glow Under Eye Brightener. I like to use this combination with what I just put on if I'm not gonna do any makeup that day. Like, I just work from home, so if I just want to like feel a little bit more put together, I'll do the eye brightener and that tinted moisturizer. I really feel like this works too. Now, if I want to actually have a makeup day, I'll do these next steps. And this is the Pacifica Dreamlit Glow Concealer. I have the shade number 9, and I am replacing the Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. I was using this for a long time, loved it, but it's got some yucky ingredients. And let me show you actually what I have been using. I've been using an app called Clear. Yeah, it's this one here. and I'm gonna show you what I've been doing with it. So you can search the products on Amazon, Sephora, and Target. So I'm gonna show you the Neutrogena one first, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about when I'm saying this is what I'm trying to stay away from. So here we go. I searched on Amazon, here it is, and it's gonna show in the corner here, it has an 8 with an exclamation on it. Do you see that there? Yeah. So we're gonna click on that, and this is showing me there's potentially toxic ingredients, allergens, and also restricted ingredients. So let me show you here. So the green ones are good. The orange ones are what we're trying to stay away from. The yellow ones, I don't really care that much about the allergen ones right now. What I'm really trying to avoid are the toxic ones, the orange, and also sometimes the restricted ingredients too. So restricted ingredients just means that in other countries it's banned, but not in the US. Some of these RMS products still have restricted ingredients in them, which is unfortunate, but it's still better than the orange ones, the toxic ones. So, you know, I'm getting there. For some reason it's not working and I don't know why. I'm really frustrated. Like the Target one's a question mark and that's the one that had it on there. Anyway, you get the gist of it. The Pacifica one is definitely a lot better than the Neutrogena one. Is it perfect? I forget. I don't think it was perfect, but it was definitely better. It at least had mostly green. It definitely didn't have any toxic ingredients in it. So I'll show you a different product on there on Amazon. I'll show you the lip glosses I have so you can see what a completely clean product looks like, since that one wasn't working. But so that's a concealer. It's like a medium coverage and I think it does a really good job, honestly. So the next swap I have here is I got an affordable one and an expensive one. So I was using the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder that does have talc in it. I had to get rid of it. So I have an old Ilia powder. It's the Fade Into You Soft Focus Finishing Powder. It's old and there's not much left. So I ended up getting the Honest Beauty Invisible Blurring Loose Powder. It doesn't have a color, it's just plain. And this is a more affordable option than this, but they're both cleaner powders and they don't have any talc in them. And that's really what I'm going for. So it has a little lid like that and I just dip it in slightly, put it under my eyes. So I'm really excited about RFK Jr. being in the position he's in now. And I'm excited to see the changes that are made when it comes to our healthcare with him there. And I love the fact that he said been praying about this for like 19 years, I think he said. We need to be praying for him. I feel like he needs, you know, all the prayers he could get being in the position he's in now. And I just really hope that he can make some changes, starting with the fact that other countries have all these ingredients in their food and products banned, but America still uses them. And it's like, it's a whole thing. I'm sure you guys have gone down the rabbit hole before, like I have with it. But the next product I'm using is the RMS Beauty Bronzer. It's the Redimension Hydra Bronzer in Bikini Beach, which is the darkest shade. I absolutely love this. And something also I was thinking about, I've seen some channels that say that women shouldn't wear makeup and all that as Christians and stuff, and I think that if that is a personal conviction for you, then absolutely don't wear makeup, right? But I also think it depends on your intentions with it. I'm also going to use this in the crease of my eye too. I always use my bronzer in the crease just to pull the look together, so this is perfect. When I was in my teens and 20s, I would not leave the house without makeup on, and it was because of the conditioning I received that I had to be beautiful at all times, I had to wear makeup, I had to dress provocatively, and all of the messages I was receiving were not from the Lord, obviously. And so I was following that. And, you know, the older I got, the more I realized I don't need to wear makeup ever, really, if I don't want to. And you know, God made me look the way that he made me look, and I need to appreciate that, right? And so now with makeup, I'm using it more as a creative outlet because I have an artist's heart. I like to be creative. I like color. I like playing with beautiful things like makeup and painting and stuff like that. So for me, it's just for fun, and it's more to enhance my features. It's not to change my features in any way or look completely different. I'm just kind of putting a little bit on And most days I don't even wear this bronzer. I just wear what I showed you before, which was this. That's what I usually wear. But I wanted to have fun today, so we're gonna go with these blushes. These are by Han Skincare Cosmetics. These are completely clean. These have all green ingredients on the Clear Yeah app. I have roseberry and I have toasted nutmeg. Toasted nutmeg is a good one if you have a tan or for darker complexions. And roseberry is just good all the time. So we're gonna use that today. Super pretty for fall. You can use these on your lips too. And unfortunately, this company decided to close down recently, actually, right when I discovered them. What a bummer, right? Because they were kind of affordable. Like this was $20, but I got it on sale on Prime Day for like half that. I suspect that as the inventory goes down, that they will have more sales, and I would guess that they would probably participate in Cyber Monday or something like that, some sort of deal day. So I would check these on Amazon, put it on my brush, and then on my hand I found is the best way to use these. Otherwise it can be way too much product. And then I just do a little bit. Sometimes I will wear just this blush and this, and that's really nice. You can put some on our lips just to see. It's just a really pretty universal color, I feel like. Next thing I'm gonna use is this Merit Highlighting Balm in the shade Kava. I absolutely love this. I've had this for a long time. I had it way before I was even looking into clean beauty, and it's just a highlighting balm, and it's stunning. Not affordable, but something you could get maybe on like a Sephora sale, or they have those a couple times a year. But it's lasted me honestly for years. So it's kind of worth it, I feel like. So that replaced all those highlighters that I had. We're gonna go to eyeshadow. So I have this one by, I don't know if it's Pur or Pure, but it's the On Point eyeshadow palette in Thursday, and it's kind of like rosy tones. I feel like those look the best on me. They do have, I think, 4 different ones to choose from. This color right here for me is a one and done eyeshadow. Like, you don't even need to put eyeshadow in the crease, but I'll show you it. This has replaced all of those eyeshadow palettes I showed you earlier, and so far has been working really well. And I really don't wear eyeshadow very often unless I have something special going on, but most of the time I don't wear this at all. But it's been good to have. It's really pretty. I really like that. Definitely a one and done eyeshadow. So, and then this, sometimes I use in the corner of my eyes. And like I said, you really don't need all of this. I'm just kind of like doing a full makeup today just to show you these products. But if you just picked up a couple of these, you'd be good to go. Okay, so I want to do my eyebrows really quick, and I've switched to the Well People eyebrow pencil. This is Expressionist Brow Pencil, and then their Expressionist Brow Gel. These aren't my favorite ever, but they're affordable and they're clean. And I'm switching from the e.l.f. products, so I'm gonna do that really quickly. I feel like the pencil's a little bit waxy. It's, like I said, it's not my favorite, but it's working. I think a good rule of thumb when you are going to non-toxic products is to just replace the things that you use the most. So things that you use every day, and just replace them when you run out of the one you're already using. So when you run out of your eyebrow pencil, then just replace it with a cleaner one. Do some research and use that app and see what you can afford, what you're willing to tolerate as far as ingredients. And I will say, since switching to all these cleaner products, I really do feel better. A lot of them have are like more like skincare. Okay, gets the job done. Not too bad. So the next thing I switched was my mascara. I was using the L'Oreal mascaras, the Telescopic and the Telescopic Lift. Love them, but it was time to move on, and that's something I run out of quickly, so I was able to swap it pretty quick. So the Honest Beauty mascara, it's called the Extreme Length Mascara, and it also has a primer with it. I will say it's not my favorite ever, but it definitely does what it's supposed to do. I really like the Ilia mascara. I just can't spend $30 on a mascara, so I I have used it in the past when I was working in an office, and I was obsessed with it, but I just can't do it. Unless there's a sale or something, I just can't do it. So the Honest one is what I've been using. But also, my husband does like it when I wear makeup, so I do try to wear it for him sometimes too. And last but not least are my favorite lip glosses ever. I did not even know they were clean until I checked them on the Clear Yeah website, and they're by Kiko Milano, which is an Italian company. They're the 3D Hydra lip glosses. This is number 32, which is an everyday kind of mauve-y, rosy color. They kind of remind me of MAC lip glasses, just their texture and everything, but they're not sticky. And then this color is by far my favorite. It's like a, I don't know, just like a very pale pink, and it looks pretty over any color. And it looks good on its own too. I have not replaced lip liners yet. That's still something I'm working on researching. Let me show you these lip glosses on the Clear Yeah website. I was so happy when I found out that they were clean. It just like, it made my day. So this is what a clean product, completely clean product looks like. It has a 1 with a check mark, green check mark. And it says no alerts found. And the ingredients are all green. And this is the finished makeup.
Did you miss your daddy? Oh, me too, baby. I missed him too. Yeah, he's coming home soon.
I am heading out to go pick up my hubby from the airport. It was so nice spending the day with you guys though. I had so much fun just chatting and catching up and talking about all the health things, and I hope that you got something good out of it, and I'll see you in my next video. Hi.